Most of people seems do not understand modern art. When you look at this painting, what do you see? A colorful pattern? Or just dots all over the place? Or just red or white color? How about this? It is made by one of the greatest modern artists, Yayoi Kusama's hand. The goal of this installation is to bring Will to experience the illusions that she suffered as a kid. Yayo's work used mirror and pot dots has successfully dragged people to her crazy work. Does that sound a bit more serious? And maybe, sorry, and maybe you think I can appreciate modern art. But I am telling you that I am just a college student which just happened to read one book about modern art. Feel missed? And here is my point about appreciating modern art. There is no right or wrong way to appreciate a modern art. Sometimes people think that they know nothing about art. They think that art can only appreciated by artists. However, modern artwork can be interpreted in any way by anyone. An artwork is just a special way of an artist see the world. There is no right or wrong about the meaning of an artwork. It's just another way to see the world. Do you know why Monet and Picasso is so famous? Because they have invented a new way to see the world. Monet, Impressionism, or Picasso's Cubism. They have one thing in common, is that they give people a new way to see the world, from an unusual perspective. Modern art does that too. It gives you the freedom to explore the artwork and assign your own meaning to the piece. This intensely personal process enriches a viewer's experience of an artwork. Picasso once said, "Everyone wants to understand art. Why not try to understand the song of the bird?" People who try to explain pictures are usually barking up the wrong tree. Picasso has his own point. Modern art is about conversation. Ai Weiwei is a famous modern artist in China. In one his installation work, Sunflower Seeds, Ai Weiwei used 1 million handcraft porcelain sunflower to show Chinese people live in a time that everyone wants to be different, but they thought has made people no different. Sometimes people do need to focus on one thing and do it to the best. This is how I interpreted Ai Weiwei's work. You may think differently when you look at it. You can also use the Ai Weiwei's work from environmental perspective that people saw with no difference on God's scale. Thus, we need to show respect to every people around you. It is all about you to give the meaning to the artwork. It is the conversation between you and the artist, rather than trying to figure out what the painting looks like. Just allow yourself to be taken in by the artwork. See that emotions, sensations, or memories emerge. Let your eyes relax and travel around the piece without expectation. Examine the colors, forms, texture, surface, and how they interact with each other. Take your time. Let the painting speak to you. In person, you can see up close the texture, size, stroke of the paintbrush, shine or matte of the surface. You can feel the strength of the painting from across the room. You can stand in the space the artist once occupied and try to imagine his or her thoughts upon each stroke of the brush. Modern art is also an experience of an artist's imagination. Rather than trying to figure out what the painting looks like, just allow yourself to be taken in by the painting. Take Yayoi Kusama's famous installation, Fireflies on the Water, as an example. When you step into the installation, you must think that the fireflies is infinite in the room. By facing up to this endless mission, Kasama herself is also invalidated the status of eternal being. So to speak, one who, though but speak of dust in the universe, also has a bird's eye view of the entire universe. It is her infinite consciousness that transcends the time, generation, gender, region, and culture, as well as the various vocabularies of contemporary art. Maybe I went too far, but if you feel the infinity when you see the fireflies on the water, that means Kasama has successfully led you to her work. And this is art. Also, an artwork can be a recorder of a social phenomenon. I guess sometimes this feature has made an artwork priceless. Take Katesi Grant's pageant of the grand furry kissing doesn't kill. Greed and indifferences as an example. The flyer has significantly recorded the social debates of adopting homosexual, racial differences as a society of 80s. At the time, across racial marriage is socially forbidden. Millions of homosexual and minorities has struggled for their rights. The price for breaking the common perception at that time is high. And this pen has successfully recorded that phenomenon to let people know homo and minority people's struggles at that time. Those kind of art also allows people to appreciate the peace and good life that they have already had now. What they have now is what their pioneers have earned. Those kind of artwork can give a direct view of a piece of history. Sometimes this feature of an artwork is priceless. An artwork can be an experience, a recorder, a conversation. Art can be many forms. It can be a bird singing on the bridge, or an ant tries to bring home to its home. That's how broad that modern art be defined. And the only goal for an artist is to let the viewer feel beautiful and echoes with his or her viewers. Understanding modern art requires an inventiveness that invites you to discover for yourself the meaning behind the work. It is not easy to grasp, like still lifes, portraits, or other forms for representational art, because it is open to interpretation in a way that representational art is not. For most of people, understanding an art is difficult, so just try to appreciate the beauty of an artwork, and that is enough. There is also has an effective way for you to appreciate an artwork. Do your homework before coming to a gallery. Research the artist's background or story first before you appreciate his or her work. After research, his or her work will definitely can give you something to appreciate instead of staring to the work and know nothing and feel bored in a gallery. Thank you.